Greetings, children. It's about time I made another one of these videos, I think. Well, an update on the toy gun front. For as you can see, I am clearly in the proper age range to be at the target market for these things. First of all, let's take this. The miniature version of the Robocop gun. Yeah, it wasn't much work really. Send it off to made in China. And well, opened up the tip of the barrel. Ooh. Wait, where does that light come from? Not sure. Is that just a reflection from the red LED in there? Anyway, yeah, it's pretty much done, simple and easy. But trigger thing a bit to make it sound quite a bit less like it's constantly almost snapping in two when you pull the trigger. Covered the insides with some putty to make it sturdier. Also, I should have shown this in the previous video, since let's see if I can get this going. Oof, whoops, let's not. Yeah, here we go. Seems to be a pretty good gun for this. It's the center of balance is almost within the trigger guard, so it spins nicely. The proper going. Well, that's about all for this, and well, an update on this thing. Well, not much. Sort of the part that was here covering it. Well, that opened up a bit here and filled it up with some epoxy putty, filled up the sides of the hammer and the trigger, and it still works just as well as before. And I really need to practice on looking at the camera and the computer screen below. Well. And here's the main thing I have been working on, which is still quite unfinished. It's filled up the sides here. Filled up this here and here. The what's the thing? Bolt. The metallic bit I have there is. Let's see what would be a good angle to show it, and the whole screen glare get in the way. Maybe if I close some of these things. Note to self in the future, try to, make your screen mostly dark or something for this. Anyway, the metallic bit there is I picked up an old thick marker, stripped off the paint from the casing and sort of the bit there, and it seems to work pretty well. That's a pretty good angle for it. And let's see what else. Well, the mysterious second trigger is in place. Haven't put anything in there for the resistor to push it back, but the second trigger still works just as well. And you may have noticed the barrel is missing. With the reason being, I chopped it off because, well, like the rest of the gun, it's in two pieces. So I'll just put it all together into one. Well, not all done yet. And stick in a bit of pipe in there to thicken it up a bit, and that's roughly what the end result is going to be, and then just stick it back in there. And yeah, let's see what to call it. The bolt section used to be moving, it's not anymore. Quite pleasantly sturdy in there. And I drilled in the holes for the LEDs there. And that's about it currently. Oh yeah, sort of the bit of the trigger guard to extend it forward and make space for the second trigger. Oh, and the gun, just a quick show off. I looked around toy shops for gun that I could use to strip for the triggers. Found this, which is very tiny Desert Eagle kind of thing. It's kinda hilarious. Oh, sorry. This one. Kinda hilarious how cheap these things are. I mean, you got the red bit here, and over here is a battery compartment. Problem is, there's absolutely no electronics in here. It's just space here, no kind of metal contacts or wiring in there, and there's no light that would show up here. I mean, this would, I think, work better if there was no this red thing in the barrel in the first place. Also, it's rather soft plastic, a bit rubbery. I'll have to probably make this at least a bit sturdier. At least, maybe, well, at least maybe paint and lacquer the triggers to at least make the surface a bit harder. But then something a bit new. A teeny tiny assault rifle or something. No, I thought this was a bit bigger when I ordered it. I mean, it showed the dimensions, and I figured that, hey, given the height it shows, I mean, it should be enough. Didn't think it was that tiny, because I thought that the height shown was from here to here. Turns out it's in fact from here to this level. Okay, let's give a listen. It sounds like the batteries are starting to run now. So, a bit of electronics and moving, and also I appreciate that they put in enough effort to making it that the circuit completes even if this part is out of here. But what I intend to do with this is, let's see, about this section stripped down, and well, where's the here. Alright, I'll take this and, well, to remove this, and the rest will be probably make the magazine bigger. This thing which barely holds on. And, well, this works quite nicely. Yeah, I'll take this, turn this into a sort of a Star Warsy heavy blaster pistol thing. I'll, well, the grip will have to be replaced, and for that I got this thing. A German-made Wicke cap gun. I have to admit, I kind of hate chopping up a nice sturdy piece like this. The grip is quite nicely molded, and it's a good fit to my hand, though this part here digs to my thumb a bit. Have to file that down. That kinda... Now, I'm not talking of chopping up things like this. Well, this is a pretty cheap thing, but this here, well, if I can help it, I would like to keep it as intact as possible. So for that, just pick up a knife and let's see. Okay, there goes the cylinder. Whoop. Oh yeah, just a piece of metal there to balance and weigh it. Whoop. So, this part done, and let's see. This should also come off. Yep. So, strip down to this, then I would say that should fit in there quite nicely. Yeah, so that's going to be one future project. So I guess that's about all I have that I intended to show about stuff happening. So, I hope this has brought you some entertainment.